Hi there everyone. I thought I'd take the opportunity today to do the weekly synopsis, given the fact I am solo because Rupert is on vacation, that I'd take it outside and enjoy a beautiful summer's day in Chicago. So a relatively quiet week for us, with the main content was a guy I met at the Climate Transformed VC dinner that we did in New York about a month back, a guy by the name of Pace Raleigh, who started a company called Switch Marine, which has built the world's first hydrogen-powered ferry. And you know, we talked a lot about the limitations of hydrogen, just the scale and scope of being able to transition an industry that is one of the world's most polluting to something that is certainly more sustainable. And the conversation took a great turn, where we started talking about the limitations of funding and the problems with project finance and the need for large amounts of debt to be utilized to build hydrogen ships, as just one example. So take a listen. That's up on the site now, and I think it's a conversation that it has a lot of fairly wide-reaching implications. One of the things I do want to focus on in the next few weeks is discussions on funding and venture capital, and the real problems that I see in terms of the availability of financing, which is anything but venture money. Now, the reality, as I see it, is that you're going to need trillions of dollars to build that infrastructure across hydrogen, whether it's cleaning up oil and gas, whatever it is. We're going to need trillions of dollars to be spent, and a lot of that is going to need to take the form of debt. And the reality is that the availability of project finance for companies that require large amounts of capital to take their prototypes from the proof of concept level to something that can, in the case of many VCs with their goals of extracting a gigaton worth of carbon from the atmosphere, is going to require billions of dollars of debt finance, which currently, as I see it, is just simply not available. So I see some real issues in regards to the availability of funding. No one denies the opportunity, but again, I think there's just some structural issues in regards to how does one access funding outside of traditional venture capital, which simply doesn't have the firepower to deal with the scale of the infrastructure required for many parts of this energy transition and this path towards a more sustainable outcome. So that was us. That was us during the course of the week. We've got I've got Josh Kaufman, who's going to come in and talk to us from a company called Nexus, which is, again, another person I met at this our VC dinner, who's going to talk about a lot of these issues over funding and how we deal with the challenges of trying to fund for scale. So guys, that's it for me this week. We've had, as I said, a relatively quiet week. We'd love to hear from you if you've got some topics for guests. Particularly great female founders. We're striving to interview as many great female founders as we can. But we have our goal of 500 hours a year of content. We're working on a bunch of conferences for later on in the year. But our goal is to produce at least daily content for you. And any suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. And looking forward to continuing to do the work of providing a voice for those who are driving this path forward. So everyone, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you shortly.